Hello, everybody. Thank you for attending this presentation. My name is Ahmed Balut. Thank you, Wissam, for facilitating this. It's always good to be working with you. My name is Ahmed Balut. I'm a substance use advocate working with from Access, and also I'm a health educator in the schools. Also have a law enforcement background. I work with law enforcement where we assist people that have mental health or substance use addiction. And with that, we're going to talk today about vaping. Uh, Thank you, everybody, for taking the time of the day to be here. Happy Friday for everybody. And I think Wissam's going to be in control of the PowerPoint. I don't know if he's in. Okay, so today's focus, we're going to talk about youth vaping rates, the tobacco industry targets, how they target the youth, and the harms of vaping, and what can you as a parent to talk to your teenagers about it. Go ahead, Lisa. All right, so these are the charts that we have over here. Thank you for zooming in this so I can read it. These are the charts. It talks about tobacco product use among high school students 2018 and tobacco products used among high school students 2000 New York about vaping. As you guys can see, the purple line right there is the highest, 27.1%, which is the highest. That's any tobacco product combined. The highest one is the blue next to it. E-cigarettes, 20.8%. Cigarettes, 8.1%. And the one next to it, same concept, 31% all tobacco products, 27.5% for e-cigarettes and cigars, and 7.6%, 4.8% chewing tobacco. That's among all adults, including youth, and hookah 3.4%. That is in the University of New York. Now, what is it called? Hookah rates are higher in the Arab American community here in Dearborn because we do have a lot of hookah shops, a lot of hookah stores, so on and so forth. Next slide, please. All right, in 2020, 27.5% of high school students and 10.5% of middle school students reported having used e-cigarette. Youth are more likely used to use e-cigarette than adults, 2.8%. And this is the rate for the 27.5 for high schoolers, almost a quarter, and 10% of middle school. That's pretty high. Adults that just started is 2.8%. Next slide, please. Okay, reasons teens vape. Those are the different reasons the teenagers use. They discovered substance use in general among adults and everybody increased 25% during COVID. It could be from cigarette, vaping, alcohol, substances, everything in general. Just because people are home, they're stressed out, and they have nothing better to do. Even working from home, you can do so much, and you have access to everything. Same thing goes for the youth. Youth targeted marketing, discrete use, social norms, and social pressure. False health claim perceiving lower risk. This is a big one. Originally, vape was created to stop people from smoking, but then over the years, they discovered there's a lot of money to be made, hence increasing the nicotine content into vapes, making people more addicted to it and making a huge market. Affordability or usability, so it's easy to use and it's very affordable. The different flavors, that's a really big one. That's among the youth. Substance and mental health connection, self-medication. The youth or teenagers, they think, you know what, I'm stressed out. I'm going to vape so I can self-medicate, relax myself. And again, extreme high addictiveness of nicotine content. Next slide, please. Okay, reason youth give for vaping. So you ask a kid, why do you vape? So 54, almost half, they said because they're curious and they see it everywhere. That's 50%. 14% because it looks cool. And 22.5% because to have a good time, peer pressure among friends to relax, and 24% because they're bored, they have nothing else to do. Those are some of the tests that people assessed, and that's the results they came out with. This is 2015 eighth graders. Next slide, please. Okay, everything is on the right is translated, so I'll take my time on them. So you guys, if you need to read, بدي يقريها بالعربي، كل شيء مترجم باليمين. Reason youth give for vaping. Okay, so because friends and family members use them, 39%. That's pretty high. So pretty much, if it's normalized at home, they see mom and dad or cousin or uncle vaping, they assume that it's safe and it's fun, and it gives them encouragement to actually try it themselves. Just like cigarettes back in the day, when mom and dad used to smoke, the kids are more than likely to be curious and to try it out. Same thing goes for vaping now and this day and age. The availability of flavors, there's a lot of different flavors that people like, especially the youth, 31%. And they believe that cigarettes are less harmful than other forms of tobacco, such as cigarettes and hookah and so on and so forth, 17.1%. Next one, please. Okay, youth marketing. These are the different types market companies use to attract the youth. Obviously, you don't see anybody my age, somebody that's older. They are targeting the youth specifically so they can secure themselves a market for the future. As you can see in the top one, it says no odor, no smoke, no ash, that it's clean, it's discreet. Who's gonna keep it secret and keep it clean and has no odor? Most likely the young people. Okay. The one picture under it, it says this is how it should be, and it shows the shape of that vape. It's one-time use. You use it and you throw it away. That's the brand called Blue, and there's a young person advertising it. The one on the side is Juul. It's one of the most famous brands out there. A Juul, quick side fact, belonged as one of the biggest sellers. Now they're going down, but they were pretty big the last 3, 4, 5 years. They belong to a company called Philip Morris. If you are a business owner or you know somebody that's a business owner that sells tobacco products, they buy all their tobacco products from Philip Morris. And they found out that there's a lot of money to be made. So they created this satellite company called Juul. And they use the same marketing strategies they used way back in the day when it was legal to show commercials on TV, and they target the youth, as you guys can see. It says Juul lunch party, it's here, and they see 2 young people in there. Again, there's the bottom one too. You see a young person. He looks like a gamer playing video games, and he's promoting another vape. Next one. They're all marketing plays in teen vaping. This is another. So it attracts. They use social media. They're gonna use ads. They're gonna use sponsorships and different sporting events that the youth always watch. Next slide, please. This is another marketing strategy. Point of sale. You guys can see this is a kit, a short. They put the ads eye level so they can see it. That's another marketing strategy. Now, the business owner doesn't know any better. The seller will come in and they're like, I'm going to give you a discount on your product, but you need to put my banners up. He's like, okay, go right ahead. And then the sellers, they will pick and choose where they put it on the store. Now, most business owners, they're in it to make the money, just like everybody else. And they don't know the side effects of this product that are selling. And until this day, there's still a lot of studies that are being made. It's going to take years, just like the cigarette industry. They found out way later in the time, so how dangerous it is. Same thing with the vaping. It's a brand new technology. It's been around not too long ago, and they're going to discover over time the damage that's going to be causing. You can see on the counter, on the under the second picture on the bottom, you can see it again. at the bottom of the countertop where the young person can see eye on its right in front of them. It catches their eye. Next slide, please. Marketing health appeal. Again, this is really funny. More doctors smoke Camel than any other cigarette. This is a very old commercial, way back in the 50s, 40s. They see doctors that recommend cigarettes. Now, which is ironic, it's happening nowadays. On the right side, it says vitamin vape. We're going to put vitamin in the vape so we can make it more healthy, as they say. This is the misconception that people are getting. So they trying to make it sound more natural and less harmful. So they try to put any kind of substance in it. They try to sell it B12 so they can sell their product, make it sound healthy. Next slide. Okay, other factors that influence why teens vape. So these are different factors. Now we finished from marketing. Now the factors. Go ahead. So the key thing, they want to let's sell it to the kids so it can be discreet and small. When that technology first started, as some of you know, or most of you know, or whoever knows that person vape, it used to be a tube that you refill with liquid. Now they use it disposable. One time you use it and you throw it away. It's very cheap and it's very easy to use. As you guys can see on the left side, you can see those different cool colors, the green and blue and purple, rainbow chrome. All these are disposables. The person can use it. It's very discreet. Among scholars, 1,000% rise for use disposable. So they don't have to worry about the tube that they need to refill. They can use it. They can hide it in their pockets, in their backpacks, anywhere, and it looks like a USB. So, adults can think of just a USB port, and actually it's a vape, as the picture showed. So they can use it one time. When it's done, they throw it away. So يختارون المراهقين السجائر الإلكترونية التي يمكن التخلص منها لأنها سهلة. It's easy. That's it. Next slide, please. So this is what it used to be, as I stated originally, discrete use, pod-based. The ones on the left, you have to pour in the liquid into the vape. It's very bulky. It's very large. They dispose of it. They still are in the market, but nobody uses them because they're messy and they take out a lot of space and people see them. On the right side, the two little pods in the middle, the light green, they're Joule. They're little replaceable pods that charge. You plug it into the vape pen and then you smoke it. When that charge is done, you throw it away. And there's the other ones next to it, they're just completely disposable. You use the whole stick. When it's done, you throw it away. So it's very discreet, and nobody will see it. Nobody will notice it. Next slide, please. Okay, this is an example of what you can look for. And one of those pens is an actual vape pen. The one on the right and the one on the left. The one on the yellow looks like a highlighter, when in actuality is an actual vape machine. The black one on the bottom is an actual vape also, next to a USB port that's red. That's an actual USB port. So those are different things you need to be on the lookout, and you need to notice while you're curious about that. Next one, please. Okay, affordability and reusability. So the one with the dollar sign on the bottom, it says an investment in acknowledgement pays the best for best interest. Green smoke, they're trying to make it sound like it's healthy and natural and it's good for the environment. The next one on the top, 1.8% menthol. Each cigarette is about 3 packs of cigarette. One stick of those is equal to 3 packs of cigarette, ladies and gentlemen. Just pay attention to that. One of those is equal to 3 packs of cigarette. So if somebody smokes one of those, they get enough nicotine that's contained in 3 packs of cigarette. Next slide, please. These are the different flavors. As you guys can see, I don't know if I'm You can zoom in on it or make the picture bigger. I think that's as big as it gets. But you can see they targeting the youth with different flavors that look like candy that they actually buy from the store. Bubble gum, that's that the one on the middle, the yellow one, the pink one, the gummy bears flavors, puff tart, make it sound like pop tarts, strawberry shortcake flavor. All these flavors are targeting the youth, making it more appealing to them, so they can secure that young target youth that they're trying to get, the long-term customer. Next slide, please. All right. Vaping is a self-medication. These are some of the things that youth could say. Vaping is often used as a coping strategy by people suffering from depression, anxiety, and other mental health. The problem is that it could possibly worsen the existing mental health issue because nicotine increases your heart rate. It causes more anxiety, more mental health issue because nicotine increases the dopamine release into the brain. So when you get so much dopamine being released by you, the use of nicotine, when you stop for some reason, you're gonna hit depression. Uh, it's gonna because they're not getting the dopamine release that they used to when they're vaping. So when they're not vaping, they're gonna feel very depressed. They're gonna change their moods. These are different side effects of vaping. Next one. All right, higher addictiveness. So nicotine come from tobacco plant. This is a different types of cigarettes versus vaping. So some people can say which one's more addictive, which one's more dangerous. We know what the cigarettes can do. We know the side effects of it. We know how addictive it is. That's because of years of research and years of people dying and being, suing companies and years of research. Nicotine is brand new technology. We're already fighting the negative side effects, but this is what we have right now. For cigarettes, we have nicotine comes from the tobacco plant. Typically must go outside to smoke because they banned it over the years. They found out that first hand, second, and third hand smoking are dangerous. They can lead to, so they ban it in most places where people are only allowed to smoke outside the building. A single contained portions, and it's harsher to inhale because of the smell and because it makes your mouth dry and so on and so forth. With vaping, nicotine comes from nicotine salts, which hit the bloodstream quickly. So the nicotine hits the bloodstream a lot quicker. Can be used discreetly and continuously. One device packs about 1 to 2 cigarettes, designed for smoother inhale, which can mean deeper. So when a person inhales, they take a lot more than an actual cigarette because it doesn't irritate their lungs, it's not hot, and it doesn't smell. So therefore, they get a lot more nicotine into their lungs. That's beside the other chemicals we're gonna cover later on. Next slide, please. These are some of the products that are available into the vapes. Different vape companies, they may use different stuff to put in it. So the ones that are red, they're known to be harmful by the FDA. Potential harm is something could cause cancer, all kind of different diseases that your body will be exposed to. Of course, nicotine, acetone, cobalt, lead. You're putting lead into your body. That all that hits your lungs and it hits your bloodstream directly. Aluminum. Some of them have aluminum. Some of them barium, titanium. I'm gonna leave this a little bit longer so people can actually take the time and see all those different things that are available inside the vape. Iron, tin. Those are different. Even the black ones are dangerous. Silicon, because your lungs cannot process. They don't have any acid like in the stomach. Like formaldehyde is a flavor they put into the food. So when you consume it, your stomach acid can dissolve it, but your lungs cannot dissolve it because they only take in the oxygen only. That's the only thing they can process. Everything else goes into your bloodstream, into your lungs. Next slide, please. Okay, signs of teen vaping. Those are different signs we need to look for if you suspect the youth are vaping. So frequent excuses to use the restroom. Obviously, if they excuse themselves a lot more than usual, that means they're up to something. Either they go to the bathroom to smoke or vape. Sweet smells, because like we showed earlier, some of these, they smell like strawberries, they smell like candy. That kind of might give it out. Use of candles or room, they put out some incense or candle to mask the smell. Dry mucus membranes, propylene glycol from the nose and throat, their mouth is dry. Drinking more, craving more salt or spice, that's the side effects of vaping. They start getting nosebleeds, mouth sores, and those are extreme conditions. Unusual items like colorful plastic caps, USB drives, small highlighters or pens. I mean, I know a lot of the youth are related to me. I have not seen one kid that has a pen in his back pocket or a USB port that he carries around. When you start seeing different changes that happen, pay attention to that. And those are some of the signs that we need to pay attention to. Next slide, please. So different signs of teen vaping also. So it's an emotional thing they go to. Anxiety, they become more anxious, more irritable, mood swings and anger, changes in eating habits, they get nauseous, they start losing weight. Purchases made online via payment apps, unknown deliveries. Unfortunately, online, if they get under their hands on like any credit card, they can order stuff online. So they do deliveries from different stores online where people can purchase them, because companies, they assume you're using credit card, that means you're over 18. In some states 18, in our states vaping is 21. Smoking, vaping, alcohol sales, it's all over 21 now, but in different states it's still 18. Secretive attitude, closed door, they become more isolated, they close the door on themselves. Changes in sleeping patterns, they sleep less or they sleep too much. They start coughing more, they have dry cough, lung infection, chest pain, shortness of breath, pneumonia. Those are different side effects that anybody could go through, especially teens. Next slide, please. Okay, what parents can do. All right, so at this point, what can you do if you find out your teen is unfortunately vaping? Number one, we lead by example. That's the number one. I cannot vape and ask my kid not to vape, or cannot smoke and tell my kid he can't smoke, but I'm doing it. So number one, we lead by example. Number two, encourage conversation with other trusted adults. Sometimes our own kids will not listen to us, but if they look up to somebody else, somebody that they, uncle or cousin that's older, that can give them advice on not to vape, they might listen to them too. Talk with your pediatrician, talk to your doctor, your kid doctor. What advice can they give you? Local addiction specialist, person like me, we can refer them to us so we can have somebody talk to them. Use a quick resource. There's a lot of resources that are out there parents can use so they can help their kids. Talk with a listen to your child. Be their advocate. Uh, when you talk to them as an equal, talk to them as an advocate in a positive manner. This way, so they can listen, so they won't shut down. Next slide, please. So you'll tell me, how can I talk to my child about vaping? Start early, as young as age 9. Even you don't have to wait for them to start to talk to them about it. Educate them, empower them, give them the heads up before they get tangled up, before other kids use peer pressure on them, and let them they start using out of curiosity. So if they know that it's harmful for them, they will stay away from it. And it's not a one-time conversation. It has to be repetitive, so they can always be reminded, and they can see different side effects. Maybe with the first time you talk to them, they might hear maybe 10% what you said. Next time they will hear 20% what you said, and so on and so forth. Maybe they can learn different aspect, just like yourself as a parent. Find the right time. Timing is always very important. This may be a sensitive topic to them and yourself. You may use situations in which you see vaping on TV or on the street or in a park. You can talk to them. Okay, look at this person. They're vaping. Do you think that's healthy what they're doing? What do you think about that? What do you think they might be going through? Or how did they end up doing it? Have a discussion so they can be aware of that. Next slide, please. So how can I talk to my child about vaping? Prep the conversation. Obviously, when you are taking the time being here in this presentation, that's preparation. Okay, I appreciate everybody being taking the time of their day to be here so they can learn. So the more you learn, the more you can explain to them the side effects, what the knowledge that you have. You can't just tell them, "Oh, I don't want you vaping," and that's it. They need to know why. They need to know what's the side effects. Approach come from a place of understanding and support. Again, we don't want our kid to shut down. We need to have a line of communication. Remember that children were targeted. They were the targets. They are the victims. They may not think vaping is harmful because they probably didn't know any better. And because it seems normal, because being normalized in social media, on TV, in movies, and ads everywhere, they see it everywhere, so they assume that it's not dangerous. Do your homework so you understand and can share the health effects that concern you and concerns them. Next slide, please. So, approach, there's no one single approach. Every family have different approaches. Every parent talk to their kids differently. Talk with them, not at them. Uh, don't lecture. Ask questions and listen. See where they stand. Meet them where they're at. Be clear that you disapprove of vaping, but to avoid accusations. And don't exaggerate or use scare tactics because it has been found across the board, from youth to adults. If you scare them, it's not going to work. Scare tactics don't work. If they see things and they learn and they actually get educated, they will stop it. If they wholeheartedly believe it, they will stop it. So scare tactics do not work. Next slide. Okay, see some of the Teen Quit resources. Truth Initiative. Again, you can always go to the websites with them as an effort together and educate yourself and your child by going to these different websites and learn more. There's thousands of resources out there. New studies are coming out every day about the side effects, what's vaping, and over the years they're gonna discover more and more. Just like cigarettes, right now everybody know that's dangerous. It's very addictive and it causes cancer. It can cause all kind of different diseases. Vaping is a new technology. Over the years, there will be more research, more results. There's also smokefree.gov to help somebody that's addicted. They can get help also. Quit Start app. Different apps. There are always different apps out there. Again, I'm going to leave this for a minute so people can take the information down so they can do more research on that. And again, it's always to include them in those research so they can together go online and look at it together so you can both educate each other and empower each other. Don't make your own effort, make it their effort also. Next slide, please. I think this is it. Alrighty, well, this is the end of our presentation. It was a little bit short, but it was. Thank you everybody for attending. Thank you Wissam for always being amazing and getting us included. And if you have any questions, please, I'm gonna put my email in the chat. You can email me with any questions you have. If you want me to share that PowerPoint, I'd be more than happy to do so. Happy Friday for everybody. Enjoy the weekend and be safe out there. Thank you.
HES Academies have been serving the Detroit metro area for over 23 years, promoting academic excellence, leadership, and cultural diversity, ranking as some of the top schools in the state of Michigan. Our pre-K through 12th grade students enjoy tuition-free, state-accredited education by STEM certified and highly qualified staff with no geographical restrictions, and with advanced placement, college dual enrollment, scholarship, and Arabic language programs. Noor International Academy in Sterling Heights at niapsa.org, Star International Academy in Dearborn Heights and in Canton at starpsa.org, Universal Academy in Detroit at universalpsa.org, and Universal Learning Academy in Westland at ulapsa.org. Join HES Academies today and enjoy a free Chromebook for every enrolled student.